Hi guys and gals, Froggy here. I noticed the other day I was trying to plug in my GoPro camera and get it to recharge in the console outlet. We used to call it a cigarette lighter outlet, but I guess now it's just auxiliary power supply or something. Anyway, it's a 12-volt outlet, and it was dead. So I tested it. Here I'm testing the one that's up on the dash in the center of underneath the HVAC. You can see that's working. I'm getting a recharge on my little remote here. I've got an accessory to recharge in the car from 12 volts. So that works. It's got a little blue light on there. Alright, unplug that. And this is just to show you what I'm trying to do. You plug it in there, and I've got nothing, so I know there's no power here. I also tried it with the key on. I also tried it with the car running, and I'm not going to bore you with doing that again, but there's still no power here. So what I'm going to show you is how to take this console off and to get to the wiring behind this. Maybe it could be the last time I took this apart I didn't plug the wires in correctly. I hope it's as simple as that, but we'll see. The lighting's going to be tough because it's always tough when I'm trying to shoot inside the car, but I'll do the best I can for you. This is a big piece that has to come out. You see how it's all one piece up there? So I usually like to take the cover off, it's only 4 screws and it makes it easier to handle. So let's take the cover off. Okay, cover's off. This little hinge will snap. It's spring-loaded when you take the cover off. Be careful where you put those 4 screws because they're easy to lose. Ask me how I know that. I've done it and spend 10 minutes trying to find it. You take these 2 little covers off and we'll find some nuts underneath there. Okay, we've got those 2 nuts are exposed, and also if you just gently pry on this cover here, this is the cover where your active handling button is and your passenger airbag is, just kind of wiggle it around and pry on it very gently and that'll come right off. And what Froggy just realized is just by taking that off I can get to the wires in the back of that power outlet. So I'm going to just take a look at those wires right now and see. There it is. There it is right there. There's the wires right there. So I'm going to take a multimeter and see if I've got power to them right there. Okay? I checked with my meter. I probed those 2 contacts right there. I'm shining my light on it. And I've got no power there with the key on or the key off. So it's something further into the wiring, so I will have to take this console off. So what I'm going to do is take off, and I've got four of those nuts to take off. 1, 2, and then the 2 back where I showed you those little plastic covers were. Just gently pry off those little plastic covers. Now if you've got a power driver, you put a little 10mm socket on the end of it, you can make quick work out of those 4 nuts. Well, Froggy's back. It popped into my head for some reason that I should be checking the fuse for that circuit before I tore apart the console anymore. So the fuse for that circuit, I looked it up with some I've got some factory service manuals, and also got some friends on the internet that I check in with, and it's on the passenger side footwell fuse panel right there, pointing my flashlight on it, and it's called the number 1 fuse. It's right like top dead center to the left. So if your left hand, your left side, there's 1 fuse that sits alone. It's a 20-amp fuse, and that's the one that is in charge of that little outlet, and sure enough it's burnt out. So I'm going to look and see if I have a 20-amp fuse, and first thing I'm going to do is plug that back in and then try the outlet. It could be I plugged in something to that outlet that drew too many amps, and the fuse did what the fuse is supposed to do, which means the fuse melts before the whole circuit melts down. I'm trying to recall if I plugged anything in there that would draw a lot of amps, and if I think of it, I'll tell you guys and gals. Anyway, let's go look for a 20 amp fuse. Oh, Froggy found lots of fuses. I've got a good supply of fuses here, and these are the ones that blew is a mini fuse. It's called a mini fuse. It's just smaller size. The amp ratings could be the same amps between a full-size fuse and a mini fuse. Just shrink the size to pack more into one area, I guess. So I'm going to plug this in. The only thing I can think of that I ever plugged into that outlet is my GoPro camera and the remote at the same time. And I'm going to have to do some research with GoPro to see how many amps that camera draws when it's charging up. It seems like 20 amps is more than what a camera would draw, but I'll check that out and put this fuse in, and then it could be a short too in the circuit. If the fuse blows again with nothing plugged into it, then it's a short. Then I'll have to do another project because those wires are really buried in the car pretty good. Anyway, let's stick this fuse in. Okay, got it in. Let's go put that outlet back in service and plug something into it. Well, I've got 12 volts there without plugging in the outlet, so I'm just going to put it back together and plug in my little charger unit for the GoPro remote and see how that works. Well, we have some charging going on here with the GoPro remote control, and we got the little blue light there, you can see that. So obviously the fuse was the problem, and you know, if it works the next few times, then I'm just going to forget about it. I guess I'd plug something in that overdrew it. So that's about all I got for you guys and gals. I think Froggy jumped the gun a little bit, but there's a lesson in there, and the lesson is when you're dealing with electrical, check the fuses first. But it wasn't too bad. I showed you how to get into the console area, and then I showed you how to get to that fuse panel over there on the passenger side, and I showed you which fuse goes to this power supply here in the center console. So it's all good. We got another video in the can, as they say, and thank you for watching it. If this helped you out, give me a thumbs up. If you want more from Froggy, subscribe to my channel. It's free. See you later, guys and girls. I'm just going to put this all back together, and I'm not going to really bore you with putting it all back together. That's the easy part, and if you have any questions on putting it back together, just put a comment down on the video and I will get back to you. I read the comments at least once a day and respond to them all. So, see you later. Bye-bye.